Hello and welcome to Opinions Plus. I just did this little clip on diabetes, and in that clip I talked a little bit about the psychology of things within ourselves. You know, the way we deny or accept, or the whole deal with circumstance in our lives. Sometimes we accept things in a very easygoing manner and say, okay, that's the way life is, and yada yada. Other times we deny things and we lie to ourselves, we lie to others. It's a complex world. But in that context of truth and lying about issues, my wife and I were talking yesterday about the how people have degraded women over the years, for centuries, and used a logical premise that this is the way it is and God wants it this way or whatever, to support prejudice, to support, conquering other people, to support anything, to support beating, and the story in the Bible where the adulteress is taken before Christ, and he writes in the sand. But the guy, he's not there. He's clean. He's okay. It's just her. She should sin no more. But what is this? Why is this? And it's not based on logic. They'll pretend it's logical, and they'll say, well, it's just the way the system is, or the culture is, or whatever. I did a little study in Buddhism, for example, and Buddha, who is not a deity, just a man who has found enlightenment and wants to share that way with others, initially would not accept his mother into his fold, into his circle. Because why? Because she was a woman. Eventually he did, but it was after, but he had a lot of restrictions. The women still can't do this or can't do that, or, In other words, there's a difference between, because the male wants, that's just the way it is. The male is superior, not because he is. Many times he's an inferior on all levels. But that doesn't mean anything. It's not logical. It's emotional, is my point. It's all emotional. And whether or not, and I've talked to you before about, projecting these desires of what you want into the leadership. People who guide you and teach you. And some of these people who guide and teach women how to be second-rate people. That's just what they do. But it's not because they know. It's not because it's true. It's because that's what they want to believe at the moment. And they can change and alter and whatever. We see this all the time. I've talked about this in many cases about, for example, the homosexual community. When I was in the Marine Corps in training, guys would go out on a weekend when their weekend pass came and want to go out and beat up on homosexuals. That was their fun thing to do. There are people that still want that today, but it is not the same world, and that's only been 50 years, almost 60 now. But it's a short time. Has the logic changed? Has the reason changed? Has anything changed? No. Any premise that we have has changed, yes, but the fact that people are people hasn't changed. The fact that there is a need for justice and reasonableness and going to the good to be a decent human being hasn't changed. Just the awareness of what it is to be a better person, to ignore that prejudice, because it is not logical. It is not based on logic. There are logical aspects that people will talk about, but it is not logical. And we do the same with leaders. You know, you see how they're treated with this respect of who they are. They're nothing more than you. I've said this before, and I'll say it many, many times again. They're just people. That's all they are. People. There's nothing special about them. No, like the kings of old, they were given their, authority by God and all that. They weren't. They said that to let people, so they wouldn't take them down. At some point, they were taken down. Marie Antoinette and Louis, boom, gone, guillotine. Well, it didn't work for them. Works for others, but not for them. Why? Because there's a societal change, not a logical premise that these people are any different. They're not different. They're just people given authority. Let us always go and look towards people who have character. Character, character, character. Character matters in everything we do. It means something. We need leaders that are going to guide us and teach us, direct us to where life is better. Not just say do better, but guide people to be better. Guide them along a way to change these illogical, but yet presented as logical premises, to demean women or persecute blacks or whatever it is not based on that supposed, it's like slavery in the South, and everybody points to slavery in the South. Well, slavery has been universal across the world for centuries. Didn't matter your color of skin or anything else. You're in the way, you were taken and used as a slave. It was common practice. And it didn't have anything to do with the color of your skin. It just happened to be where you were at the moment and you got picked up. It doesn't matter what the point of it is. It's wrong in general, across the board. Yet we do it. I don't mean you and I necessarily do it, but we as a society perpetuate this fallacy. People are just people. There's nobody super duper special. They're just people. They may have a better intellect, they may have a better approach to things, but they're just people. Let us not elevate all these things or create this aura about those people out there, and just look around you and see just how bogus that idea is. You see it, it's the emperor's new clothes, I mean, it is that. People just see what they want to see, believe what they want to believe. Not because it's true, not because it has reason and value to it, is because the society trended to that way. And people in power promote it, of course, because they like the power. They like the accoutrements that come with power. Let us be more aware. And I just wanted to mention that again. People in power are just people. They should be respected by the amount of power and authority they have, but that is all. There's nothing supercalifragilisticexpialidocious about them. They're just people. Thanks for listening, Have a good day. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and hit the like button if it, for whatever it does. Comment, always comment, not to me, to others. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye for now.